Oh, Canada, I should never sing ever again. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and today we are going to be going over the winning lists from Worlds. Yeah, that's right. This is a Monday Meta Watch World Edition. Over the weekend, they had the World Tournament, and it was a lot of Blurple. I mean, we kind of knew it was going to be. Blurple has been really dominant the last couple weeks, and our top four were all Blurples, but they did have slightly different lists, and I put in a top five, one of the fifth place decks that was a red-blue list, so that's pretty cool as well. If you guys like this kind of stuff, make sure to like, subscribe. I just hit over 5,000. Yay! Next top 10, hopefully. See if we can get there. If you guys like to be members, just 99 cents a month. Bing, 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 bing. But let's jump right into these lists and let me know what list you guys are playing at locals or coming up in the new type challenges, because I'm still trying to figure mine out and I maybe steal your list. Okay, let's jump into it and see what was winning. First up, we do have the blue-red list. This is a really cool ping list. It's a blue-green ping control, damage control. So this is playing, it's kind of hard to tell because of them all being in Japanese, but we can kind of guess from all the pictures that we know because we've seen a lot of these cards before. But this deck is basically just pinging the crap out of people. And it also has the Banshee mode for just going in for that end kill or just being able to take stuff out because of it having the first strike, which is really awesome. This deck has really gotten powerful in the last set. It's picked up, a bunch of stuff like suppression and a bunch more ping cards with the new control one, having ace and close combat. It's really kind of insane. And just playing the base that does the 1 damage. So that's pretty cool. This one, you get to see their side decks, which is really fun. So you get to see, they're deciding they get to side in more bases. They probably did want to side in that 6th health base since there were so much aggro in this tournament. So it's probably a really good idea for that. Along with the ranged attack would probably come in very handy. And a little bit more low end with the Rezeal. So really cool list. This stuff's really awesome. I'm sure Eggman will probably have this stuff up on his site shortly if you guys are actually trying to get the card by card to copy it down. This is Krishiv. I always forget to say his name. He's a YouTuber. I'll try to put a link to his YouTube below. He's a really awesome YouTuber, and he is a really awesome player. I believe he got second in the European Nationals, and then ended up pulling 4th. I watched his game. It was a lot of fun. He won the first game, and then the other guy was able to roll back and win the last 2. So it was a really crazy match. And this guy plays some really, really sick alt arts, which I really like watching because, he's got... these alt arts are gross. But we get to see some of the different builds between some of these guys. And what's really more important, I think, is their side deck options. Because we do see some similarities in some of the side decks, but then there are some weird ones that are kind of cool. So you see this is playing, all the good ping damage. You got to play, it's pretty normal as what you would usually see. You are starting to see the Gundam NT1s put, 2, 3, I haven't seen 4 in decks really, because that extra ping damage plus a little bit more top end for him, and to get a little more card draw, it just adds a little more card draw to this engine, which is really kind of necessary. And then, he plays the Lupus, which is really cool. Maybe if he's playing against more of a control style deck, he would sub that in, so he would have more of an end game. It's kind of interesting. And also having 2 different options for bases. He's got one that would give him a little bit more control, being able to progress stuff, and then the white base able to give him more units if he needed to have something that would widen up the board. So very, very cool. Interesting, he only plays 2 of the Anshas in his main, but he could sub in to make 4. That's kind of interesting right there. Okay, going into the third place deck, and I believe he was from Japan. That's why I can't read his name. But again, Blurple. And as you can see, he's playing a pretty similar list, but is a little different. He plays, this command right here. I forget what it's called, but you can also see that he is also playing, the destruction effects a little bit more low end, and he plays the fourth form, which is really interesting. That's something I think is pretty great in the side deck, simply because, it's not the best versus a lot of aggro decks, but if you're going to have decks that are, getting to turn 6 and 7, this thing coming out there can really jumpstart you near the end. Or even in the finals, you did see it, a little bit of a hint there, that the guy was able to put it in there and really helped out because it's just such a threat. So no extra bases for him. He's just playing the 4 Corsica and then going for some added defense, a little bit more aggression, and a little bit more early game. So pretty cool. Okay, getting into our second place deck. You can see it's Blurple again. And, a lot of Blurple is going to be very, very similar throughout the entire thing. So let's go down to his, other choices here. This is a really cool one. I forget what this card is called, but I think it is like I don't even know what this card is. I'll have to look that one up. If you guys know what that's called, let me know down below. I do recognize it, but I've never actually played it. So it must give him just a little bit more early game, probably. So help out with that kind of stuff, because it is a 3-2, 3-3. It's not a bad stat line. He also plays a resting base, but just the one. I would think that they'd want to put more than just the one in there, but hey, it takes them up to 5 bases if they decide to do that. Actually remember watching the last game. It was really fun because his last 2 shields were a Corsica and that base. And that base actually almost saved him the game. It was just came out of nowhere, and what we thought was a done game, actually, if he would have drawn like the gold card, he probably would have won that match, which would have been insane. That's one thing about Gundam. It's like, it's not over until it's completely over, because you never know what's coming out of those shields. And let's see, he gets a little bit more ping right here, and of course he does have the destruction right here, and a little bit more of front end damage. So very cool. Then Jay from Canada. Oh, Canada, I should never sing ever again. Congratulations, you guys are the first Gundam World Championship country, or we'll just say North America, so we get to celebrate too. Woo! Finger pistola shooting up in the air. Looking at his deck, he main decks his destruction. Not everybody was doing that, which is kind of cool to see. Plays the O, plays all the same bases as everybody else, just plays the 1 in T1, doesn't play the 2, which is kind of cool. Then getting into a lot of this other stuff, also plays the Lupus in the side, which is really cool, and plays the 4th form in the side, plays 3 of them. And he did bring those in the last game, I did see. What it did was it really threatened, like, the very end of the game. Guys knew that, like, if he didn't somehow control this card, it was over, just because the 2 pops. So it was really, really awesome. And realistically, the guy could have, like, lost in the finals because of those 2 bases that came up. If he would have had to single hit those, it would have taken him a lot longer to get through, and it could have cost him the game. So that suppression could have really come in handy right there. Does play the custom 2, which is really cool to see. Some people like getting that extra little pop to get a little extra card draw to go through your deck, and possibly to hit up your first form to start getting that card draw as well. It's really cool. If you're popping right into an already active first form, you go ahead and you pop him, you get to draw a card, you get to discard 1, and then you also get to get the draw off of the attack. So it's a +2 on that turn, which is really, really cool. And he probably subs that in if he subs in the Lupus as well, because that adds stuff to the graveyard. So very, very cool. And then also adds in 1 white base. It's one of those cards that, like, if it's going to be a longer game, then it might be something good to sub in, just because it helps during those long games. If you're able to get several tokens off of it, it's very, very cool. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Short one, just because we're going over these decks. It was really fun to watch. If you guys haven't watched any of the cast, you can go on YouTube and just search it. Go through there, watch the whole thing. Eggman, and I forget the other guy's name, sorry, do the commentating, and it's a lot of fun. They do a fantastic job, and it's really cool seeing, creators in there. So very, very awesome. Okay, guys, if you like this kind of stuff, don't forget to like, subscribe, and become a member if you like to. Because you know what I always say. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.